Right, so this video is about finding a doctor in France. Now, I realised I needed one, well, everyone needs one really, but when I was going to the Pôle emploi and to the RSA, which help you with finding work and possibly giving you money if you haven't got any work, you need a social security number. So you can only get a social security number if you have a doctor. So I got on the case. After speaking for 2 hours with Pôle emploi, I was like, right, let's do it. So first I rang my local doctors. I rang Man. There's only one in Man because it's a small place. He said, nope, I'm not taking on any new patients. Then I rang, I think, about 4 or 5 different doctors in Salis du Salat, which is a bit of a bigger place nearby. All of them turned me away. Some of them because they're going on retraite, they're retiring. Some of them, they just don't want to take on new people. So then I went further afield to Saint-Martin, which is, I don't know, maybe 20-minute drive from here instead of 10-minute drive. There were 3 there. I tried all of them. They all said no. This is all on the phone. And then I'd gone for a meeting at the my local mairie, Montgaillard de Salis, and the lady there, really nice, she said, try Prat. There's a place called Prat near here. Prat, Bon le Prat or something like that. Even further away, I think it's about 10 kilometres or something. I was like, okay, this is my last chance. And I kind of waited and I waited, and then I finally rang up. Plucked up the courage, and they said, you're too far away from us, you're not in our area, you have to go to Salis. And they all turned me away, so I was like, what am I going to do? I need a doctor, otherwise I can't get a job, I can't get my medication, because I take lithium every day for my bipolar. I need to have my blood tests and all this. I need a doctor. So then my mum came and to stay with us, and she speaks really good French. Thank you, Mum. We went round in person, and we basically were on a mission, and it was quite a sorry state of affairs, to be honest. Pause. So remembering back, the first place we went in, the door was open and there was no one there, so we walked out again. The second place we went in, the main doctor wasn't there, so it was a replacement doctor, and she was very young and friendly, but very interestingly she told us a bit about why it's so hard to find a doctor in France, and it's all to do with the government here. And basically when doctors retire, it's up to the government whether they want to fill the place or not with a new doctor. And quite often they don't want to, they want to save money. So there's just diminishing doctors. So there'll be hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people that actually want to become doctors, you know, young people doing a degree kind of thing, à la fac. But then there's only a certain amount of places that the government will allow to be filled to go on these courses. So then all these, you know, budding students are turned away. So it's pretty sad, really, because they're needed. So then the third place we went to, oh yeah, he wasn't there either. But my mum spoke to him another time, and he basically was being so rude and so mean that he was turning everyone away. And he said, oh, you know, you can come in the morning. Anyone could turn up in the morning. His waiting room was empty. No one there, both times that we went. And he said, oh, you know, we'll see you, we'll deal with you. But you won't take me on as a patient. And I think he's basically thinking of retiring soon. And he's trying to get rid of everyone. So he's got nothing to do. And he lives just upstairs and round the corner. So life's pretty easy for him. So then another one at Salis, which is round the corner from La Poste, which is where I went. It's like a dark, dungeony hole. They spent absolutely no money. The waiting room has no window. There's just chairs all the way around the edge, a few magazines in the middle, and everyone's kind of coughing and spluttering and looking ill into the centre. And the one woman who's looking after, I think, 3 or 4 doctors in that one place, she doesn't even have a computer. She's got these kind of metal drawers behind her with like A to Z on them, and she kind of organises all the paperwork. But it's so, I don't know, ancient the way they're doing it. And I've got another story. So the first doctor I actually managed to meet and see after more than 2 hours of waiting in that waiting room. Crazy in itself. Poor Heidi. She went to the park with Mum. They gave up waiting. Crazy system. She had 5 phone calls while seeing me. I was in there for half an hour, but she had 5 phone calls. There was absolutely no confidentiality or anything. She was reading out what people's, levels were and how their blood came in, and chatting to them about this, that and the other and how they're feeling at the moment. And I was like, hang on a minute, this shouldn't be done while I'm in the room. You should be dealing with me. That doesn't happen in England. So that, was a bit odd. So this woman I was seeing, she is retiring. So she was like, okay, I'm going to try and put in a good word for you with the replacement. She's actually got a replacement. So I was like, okay, good. Please, 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 I need a doctor. So that's who I've just seen today. So Nicole was really nice and spent another half an hour with me. I don't know how they can do that. But she's filled in all sorts of paperwork. I'll show you what I've got. So this one here, what's it called? Déclaration de choix de médecin traitant. And you need this to get your social security number. So I finally got that bit of paper, which is brilliant. I got one for Robin as well. So we can send that off to Toulouse and it can go in with the other bits of paper that I've already sent off, which had photocopied passport, all sorts of things. And then this goes in with it, which is called Feuille de Soins Médecin, which basically is €23, which I'll have paid for. Because I have bipolar, I get 100% everything paid for, because I need pills basically every day of my life, unless I get cured. So that's pretty amazing. I don't have to pay all the big costs every single time that I go to the doctor and go and get my drugs from the pharmacy as well. So she told me to wait to get my lithium. So this is what a prescription looks like. Lithium carbonate, and they call it Teralif in France. I've got about 25-30 days left of medication, and she said just wait a bit, because then when your papers come through, I don't have to pay for that lithium, and it will just be sorted out with the paperwork. I just haven't got that yet, so I'm waiting. And then she gave me all this other stuff that I could go, because I've got various other things wrong with me, so I'll see what it looks like at the pharmacy and whether I think I need it or not, because it's been 2 weeks that I've been ill and I'm not totally better yet, so we'll see. I feel like today I'm just coming out the other end of the tunnel. And the other thing that is totally different in France is the way you get your blood tested. So there's 2 different things you can do. They don't do it at the doctor's. They don't have a, what do you call them? I can't remember the name. It begins with F in England. So, the 2 choices. Number 1, you go to either Saint-Giron and you drive for 30 minutes, or you go to Saint-Gaudens, and they have these centres of medical help, and you basically go and get your blood tested, and you pay for it, and then I think with me I would get my money back because of the lithium, but I'd have to take my carte vitale with me, which is what I finally get when my social security number's done. It's a little green card, and you take it to your doctor, and you take it when you have your blood test. So you can drive for miles and get it done, which I have to do every 3 to 6 months. 3 months is better for me to check my levels in my blood. Or you can pay for an infirmière, which is a nurse, to come to your home and take your blood. And then the infirmière takes your blood to your doctor, and they're usually local, they're nearby. I don't know how much that is, so I'll have to find out and see what works out better for me. Do I spend the time driving, or do I sort out the paperwork and get it free? Probably infirmière will turn out better in the end, but we'll see. So, yeah, she's actually had to write out by hand exactly all the things that she wants to be found and looked into with my blood. So you can see glycerine, cholesterol, T60, lithium levels, all sorts of other things that I have no idea what it means. I said, I was thinking, by the way, can you check my B12 levels and all that? But I'd been in there for so long already and talked about, you know, am I going to have another child? Because you can't do that on lithium, not safely anyway. And I was like, no, because of that, I'm not going to have another child. You know, Heidi's my only one. And then we started talking about contraception, and I was like, no, I haven't taken the pill for maybe 15 years. And she was like, do you really just want to use condoms? And I'm like, well, yeah, that's what I've been doing, and I haven't got pregnant. She said, you know, but you're still young, maybe you need something else. And she was talking about the coil, the copper one, without the hormones in it, because I don't like having the hormones in my blood when I don't need to. And then I said, oh, my sister's, she's just had an ectopic pregnancy. No, thank you very much. I don't want that. Yeah, she left it at that with me. Yeah, if I get pregnant, we'll deal with it, but I don't think I will. Fingers crossed. Touch wood. Okay, I think that's enough for one day. I hope that's been informative. If you need a doctor in France and you're just moving to the area, I suggest that you start early and get yourself sorted quickly, because this process has probably taken me about 3 to 4 weeks to get this far. And it would have probably taken a lot longer if I hadn't had my mum here speaking wonderful French and us trudging around like an army. And demanding that we need a doctor. So yeah, over and out. Good luck for you if you're doing it. Bye!